Hello and welcome to WorldBox God Simulator. If you'd like to take a look at this game, there is a link in the description. This comes out in the 1st of December, I believe. I think in the early parts of December at the very least. Anyway, this is basically one of the best God games that I have ever played. And you may think, oh, what's this? What's this on the screen right here? We're not seeing anything right now. I'm not seeing anything right here on the screen. Yeah, no, actually, this is me zoomed all the way out. This is a completely randomized world that I had no control in creating. However, you can go over here and you can literally create a new one, as you can see right there. Start over and begin a new world. I also have another world that I have been playing a huge amount of. I played about 3 hours yesterday, and I just couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down. I really wanted to see what happens and so on. Anyway, I'm going to get into this. This is such an amazing game that I really don't know whether I can even touch upon everything that the game has to offer. But if you zoom all the way in here, you can see, look at this. There is a literal, what is this, a fox or something? Yeah, it looks like a fox or something along those lines. And you can literally see that kind of stuff. There's a volcano right there. There's some rock and stone and various other things that villages can mine in the future. There's even a chicken right there. Look at that. There's a chicken. There's a fly of some kind called Ooh. And obviously, being God, because you are basically God in this game. And this is my point. The term God game is used very loosely most of the time to determine, whether you are in direct control of what happens in the world and so on. And a lot of games have attempted to do this, and generally they've come close to being very, very fun and great and very polished, but they somehow miss the mark some of the time. All right? So now here's the thing. This is absolutely amazing, all right? So what I can do is I can create deep ocean. I can create close ocean. I can create shallow waters. I can create sand, soil, high soil, hills, and mountains. And now let me just show you this. Look at this. This is soil. You can create and change the brush size as well, by the way. So if I wanted to change the brush and how much soil I create, then I can do that. So for example, if I wanted to construct a walkway from this island over to this one, boom, there you go. That's it. Done. Super easy, right? Yeah. Really, really easy. And there are a wide variety of other tools available as well. For example, Sponge clears burned pixels, removes ruins and tornadoes, removes grass and bushes, removes resources such as stone, iron, and gold, removes water and lava. Bucket. So you can literally pick up water and put it somewhere else if you want to. You can remove trees. You can also use this demolish tool to remove buildings, roads, volcanoes, and so on. And then you have the life eraser, which removes all life with a single touch. And this is just one of the menus. Now, bear in mind, think about this. This is just bare soil right now, yeah? But now here's the thing. Look at this. Look at what is actually happening here. The world is growing on this soil. And now, don't even get me started about the nature aspect of things, because you can literally do whatever you want with nature, because there's even a nature tab, as you can see right here. So you can literally create lightning, rain, acid, lava, fire, tornadoes, earthquakes. You can change the temperature of a particular region if you want to. You can also create grass, as you can see right there. And there's a wide variety of other things that you obviously don't have access to just yet, because this game is coming out into early access. Anyway, if I just use the scroll wheel here, you can see that it can go all the way over to the right. And you can take a look at lava clouds, acid geysers, and we also have stone, gold, ore deposits, fruit bushes that you can place down if your civilizations want that. And yes, now I'm getting to the next point. You have the ability to create civilizations of different races. And you also have the ability to determine certain things. So for example, I have the toggle on at the moment where I can see the location of leaders when I'm zoomed out, which is really, really useful if you want to know where, where your favorite king is, for example, and so on. And you also have boats. Eventually, your civilizations are going to be able to produce boats and more advanced technology as time goes on. You also have culture layers, kingdom layers, village layers, You also have map names, important events. Important events will be shown at the top left of the screen. And now this is where things get even better, because you have the ability to spawn humans, elves, orcs, and dwarves. So, for example, if I wanted to do something like this, I'm going to put some humans here. And there you go. All right, so I'm going to be placing 50, well, I actually want to put 50, but yeah, 51 humans on that island up in the top there. And you know what they're going to do? Well, they're going to appoint a king, as you can see right there, and they're also now going to be making fires, they're going to make villages, and they're going to seek to expand, and they will be using all of the resources that are afforded to them on that particular island to do that. You're also going to be able to record how many deaths actually do happen over the course of the time that your world is in existence. Now, if I were to go over to the nature tab again, well, not the nature tab, it's more like shaping the world. The nature tab is a completely different thing, but yeah. Anyway, what I could do is I could just expand this a little bit. So I'm just going to expand this this island over here just to make it a little bit larger. We're going to expand this one as well, just make it a little bit more habitable, a little bit easier to use for the humans. And my wonderful neighbors, I actually don't know who I should probably put orcs, right? Probably put orcs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of orcs here. Let's have a look. Okay, how many have I put down so far? 44. Let's put down 51. There we go. Okay, so now 51 orcs are now there, and now we have 51 humans over there, and they are now going to expand outward. Now, you may think, oh, okay, so you've got the, quadruple, sort of, well, I want to say triumvirate, but that doesn't really make sense here, but you have the selection of the basic fantasy races, so you've got humans, elves, orcs, dwarfs, etc., right? Well, you also have chickens, rabbits, crabs, rat kings. It's a very big rat. You also have bears, penguins, turtles, piranha, and now it gets even more crazy. Look at this. We have cold ones. You can construct ice towers, which will spawn cold ones. You have bandits, evil mages, necromancers, druids, white mages, plague doctors, skeletons, zombies, tumors, which are basically like the creep from StarCraft, the Zerg. And then you also have things like the Godfinger and beehives, beetles, rats, blue ants, sand spiders, worms, fairies, UFOs, and a wide variety of other things. Then you also have destruction powers as well, so you have fuses, fireworks, grenades, atomic bombs if you want to. You can literally drop these bombs on whatever you want. You have antimatter bombs, you have bowling balls, heat rays, meteorites, infinity coin, which removes half of the creatures in the world. That's a wonderful reference right there. And then you also have Robot Santa, if you want to use that. Now, this menu, in my opinion, the other various powers menu, is the most fun, in my opinion, because what you're going to be able to do here is you can literally create blood rain, you can, well, afflict creatures with madness. You can bless creatures to make them stronger and overpowered. You can curse creatures to make them weak and miserable. You can even start a plague if you want to. You can start the zombie infection. And everything else under the sun. You can make plants and trees come to life. You can make houses and structures come to life. You can create an enormous crab called Crabzilla. And there are also these other things right here, which are basically nanobots that come alive and basically create a brand new hexagon island for you. So, for example, if I wanted to do this, boom, there it is. So if you don't want to have, if you don't want to draw your very own island, then you can easily do that by literally just, well, you can clear your slate, as it were. You can clear your canvas, if you want to call it that, and you can literally then create your very own islands. And in my opinion, I would recommend doing that because that is going to make things a lot easier for your citizens, and it's generally going to make things easier um, as a whole, because it's going to make it much more uniform, and those people are going to be able to have a much more even time. So here's the thing: what do you do in this game apart from this? Well, that's the thing. I love these kinds of games because I love being able to see what the AI decides to do. Now, you can take a look at the world history right there. You can inspect creatures as well, and you can also change the flow of time. So if I want to go to ×5, which is what we're going to do right now, we're going to see what actually happens. Because here's the thing. What I'm going to do, which is what I've done with my other world as well. We've only gone for 25 years so far, but my other world was running for 3 hours, or at the very least close to 3 hours at maximum speed. And I did the same thing here, where I basically made it so that the humans have one section of island and the orcs have the other section of island. And then they literally clashed together and they warred for thousands of years, basically. And, well, not thousands of years, but hundreds of years for certain. And then I introduced elves as well, because the humans were eliminated. And then I thought, okay, what other race do orcs and you know other races not get on with? Well, elves. There you go. So then I constructed a habitat for some elves, and so that is exactly what we are going to try and do. Obviously, as you can see, we do have some deaths here, but what I'm actually going to plan right now is we're going to do something. So I'm going to make it so that my forces, well, should I say my forces? I mean, yeah, I'm going to make it so that my civilizations can go to wherever they so desire. So I'm basically going to construct little walkways for all of these places, and then they can go to wherever they want in the world, and then we'll see what happens. And this, in my opinion, is the most fun that you can have in this game. I personally really, really enjoy doing that kind of thing because they've started at roughly about the same time, so their advancement is going to be similar. In my original world, I only had humans initially because I thought to myself, okay, I'll just, start off small. I'll put, 20 humans down here and see what happens. And then they started to expand. And then all of a sudden I had 200 humans all of a sudden. And I had no idea how that happened. But then I thought, okay, we need to give them some kind of opponent. So what better opponent to give them than orcs, right? Yeah, so then the orcs had a pretty significant, shall we say, they were not best pleased about that, let's just say. They were not best pleased about it because they were considerably outmatched in terms of the advancement that the other faction had made. And, oh, look at this. Top Og fighters. Yeah, hilariously enough. Oh, look at this. The humans have already expanded. Okay, I'm very interested to see why the orcs are not expanding right now. This is very interesting, because I would have expected the orcs to expand much faster, but maybe they have many more resources on their island, so they don't need to expand that quickly. But they are going to form different areas around here as well. So, for example, you can see these little buildings right here, and you can literally click on any of these guys right here, and you see exactly everything about them. You have their favorite food, you have how many children they have what their age is, how many kills they have, their culture, their kingdom, their home, and so on. And they also have a number of stats as well. So for example, they have damage, speed, attack speed, diplomacy, warfare, stewardship, and intelligence. And you can also rename these characters as well. So if you wanted to, you could theoretically, there's basically an unlimited amount of things that you could do here, in my opinion. So basically, if you wanted to, you could. There was one scenario that I came up with in my head yesterday when I was playing this, and I thought, oh, the possibilities are basically endless. And I thought, okay, what if I create one island on one side of the world and another island on the other side of the world, put zombies in one, and then have a great wall in between them? and then have literal, I don't know, maybe 1,000 zombies or 500 zombies or something like that on one side. See what happens over there. But then place, I don't know, 20 humans or 10 humans on the other side. And then you have a Walking Dead situation. You know what I mean? You have a Walking Dead situation, and you can literally roleplay that out if you want to, and you can see what happens. And as a result of the very many other powers you have available to you, you can even give your creatures blessings and make them stronger and overpowered, and you can make them even more deadly than they already are. So generally you could do that. So for example, if I wanted to bless some orcs, boom, there we go. We blessed some orcs. And I think they kind of need the assistance because it seems to me like the humans are expanding very, very fast. But that might be a mistake, you see. That might be a mistake. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe this is a bad idea for them to do so. And yeah, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. But that's the whole fun of the game. Just letting it run in general is, in my opinion, just so much fun. It really is. Nanobots, virus, destruction. I have no idea what the grey goo is. What is this? What is this grey goo? Boom. I just placed it there. Apparently it didn't do anything. Okay, so let me actually just try this out because I've never tried this out before. I have barely even touched a lot of the other functions that the game has for no particular reason, but just because I didn't want to interfere in the development of... Oh. oh, okay, I see. Grey goo literally eats things. It literally eats islands and people and everything, apparently. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is... Okay. It is completely eating this this particular village right here. Can I stop that, actually? I don't think I can. I only clicked once, hilariously enough. Yeah, I only clicked once, and it seems like this is a good way for you to delete your entire world if you want to, and then start again. So this is kind of like an eraser for you. So if you wanted to create a more uniform world, then you could do that. But don't worry, this is not that big a deal because, as I say, I do have another world save, and I would like to be able to show you that one. Because in my opinion, that one is... I think that's extremely interesting. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, it seems like... There we go. Yep, the humans have all but been annihilated, and it seems like the the orcs are about to follow suit. So let's go over to this one right here, and we'll load it right away. All right, so here we go. This is my other world. As you can see, we have... Well, we are in the year 1664 at the moment. Actually, 1665. It's just ticked over. And you see these the orange letters, or shall we say the orange numbers and letters? Yeah, they are the orcs. All right, they are the orcs, and they originally started on this island over here, and then I started connecting the islands together. The humans were over here, right next to the volcano. I even gave the humans additional resources because the orcs were doing so much damage to them that I thought, okay, let me just give the humans a little bit more, you know, just so that maybe we can keep the, I don't know, keep the balance of power relatively in line. But that did not happen. The orcs completely ran them down, and you also now have the elves. So you see here, these are the elves over here, and I made this zone quite a bit later. So the elves have not had as much of an opportunity to really expand, which is kind of a shame, to be honest. But yeah, okay, so should we try some things with this world? Because look at this, they've got ships and everything. Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to just try this, and we're going to try a... what is this? Attracts the creatures that like to eat brains. Nothing can stop them. Okay, wait a minute. Removes disease, madness, and infections. Okay, so what about zombies? Should we get some zombies? Okay, so it infects creatures with the zombie virus. Okay, so what about humans? There we have it. Okay, that's a lot of humans, all right? So now let's have a look. Zombie. All right. Okay, so obviously, as you can probably tell, they have now spread the zombie virus to every single person. And now I'm wondering what is actually going to happen, because obviously the orcs do have seafaring vehicles. So technically they could go to this, they could go over here. I'm going to just make some grass real quick, because you never know. Maybe there's going to be a need for that. But it's going to be interesting to see whether the orcs actually decide to go over there. Although I think a lot of them have actually gotten stuck in this area. So maybe I need to do something about that. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to use a shovel, aren't we? Going to use a shovel. Just get rid of this. Make a waterway a little bit more easily accessible. And we're also going to do this. There we go. Lava is now starting to go into the ocean, but I'm just going to raise that up a little bit and then deal with that like so. Okay, that's looking a little bit better right there. But yes, anyway, this, as I say, has been going on for literal 1700 years in game and about three hours in real time. And I really just wonder what it would be like if you were to create something a little bit more uniform, like I was, suggesting before. Because I thought to myself, how is it going to be if you literally go for the other various powers right here, and then you literally go and you create, I don't know, various other islands like the Heart Island, the Diamond Island, and the Star Island. And then you literally go and you place these at the top, the bottom left, and the bottom right of your little world. And then you place different races on each of those islands. And then you see what happens when they meet in the middle. So, for example, I could create a massive archipelago in the middle where there are a lot of rich resources and things that they could potentially utilize. And then see how it goes, you know, see how it goes, and that's the kind of thing that I was talking about. Anyway, what I'm actually going to do now is I'm just going to show you how amazing the orcs actually are. So we're just going to connect them, and you're going to see how fast the orcs actually take over the Elven Kingdom, if they are actually even going to do that. They may be a little bit slow about it, because obviously I am not commanding them in the least. This is not me commanding them. I'm not telling them to go over there, but they generally do decide to do their own thing. And they are very very orc-like. You know, they are the people that will literally go and raid whatever they want. And that is exactly what is happening here. You look at this. They're literally fighting each other right now like no one's business. And you can see here the Elven Kingdom is losing units, losing people at a staggering rate. And I'm actually wondering, who's that? Not this guy. That guy. There we go. Okay, so this guy is he has 12 kills, he's level 2, and he has 3 children. His favorite food is fish. And you can see a variety of different traits as well. I don't know whether I've shown you this, but every single character in the game has a variety of traits. So, for example, regeneration, savage, ambitious, pacifist, wise. He has seen some stuff. And veteran. And obviously he's a veteran because he's been around a while. And yeah, so if you spawn other things, so for example, if on the zombie island right there, if I were to spawn something, so for example, let's spawn Crabzilla. Boom. Oh, what? I am Crabzilla. And he has lasers. Okay, I had no idea that that was the case. I had no idea that I actually had lasers. That is actually kind of incredible. Okay, let's just de-summon Crabzilla for the moment. I had no idea that that was the case. Okay, never tried him out before, so yeah, that was the that was very, very funny. Okay, let's spawn a demon. Boom, there's a demon right there. Okay, so the demon is going to go around killing the zombie. Yeah, he's obviously killed the zombie. Is he actually dying from his own lava? Is he actually dying from his own lava? He looks as though he's losing HP. But anyway, this is a really good way for you to see some of the other traits that people have. So, for example, you can see here, this demon is immortal. He can regenerate health over time. He burns the ground where he walks. Fire flows through the veins. He loves hot situation because he's fireproof, apparently. He cannot be cursed and blessed. And he dreams of brains because he's actually infected, hilariously enough, by the zombie plague. I actually wonder what would happen if we were to kill him. So why don't we find out by placing a cold one in the area? A cold one and a demon. Are they going to fight against each other? Well, it's anyone's guess, isn't it? It's anyone's guess. So let's see what's happening in the Elven Kingdom. It seems like they have completely destroyed them. The Elven King is still alive, or generally the king that has been appointed is still alive. And it seems like the demon was able to kill the Cold One, as you can see right there. He has completely destroyed him. So that is that was to be expected, I suppose. But yes. Anyway, I think that's probably all I can really show you of WorldBox, because I think the only limit is your imagination, and I'm personally going to be playing a lot more of this. As I say, I'm going to do those kinds of scenarios that I really want to find out what is going to happen if maybe if I just use humans, actually. It could be really fun to find out whether humans are going to work together initially, or whether they're not, if I place them in different areas, you know what I mean? It's kind of an interesting situation. And there's another village. Look at that. Another village has been founded up in the top there. And they're going to start utilizing all of the resources in the area too. And, well, my orcs are marauding around everywhere, and they are doing a fantastic job. And there's a cat. There's a cat right here. Where do I place the cat? Right next to the demon? No, let's not do that. That's a little bit too harsh, even for the demon, because the cat is just going to kill the demon, right? Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to check it out, WorldBox is fantastic. There is a link in the description. This is, in my opinion, probably the best. I'm not sure whether I can say the best God game I've ever played, but I think it is. I think it is. And if you are someone that is a big fan of God games as well, then you probably want to check this out. You probably do. It is utterly fantastic, and you can do so much with it. You really can. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.